Hello and welcome back to Beckler Guitars and Repair. And today we're checking out a pretty cool guitar. This is an Epiphone Custom Shop Limited Edition. It's a 2011 Epiphone .PW, part of their Royale series. Let's check it out. So I found this one locally and we did a trade. He traded me two guitars for an older acoustic I had. The other guitar being that Godang Radiator that I did a review on before. Yeah, so this one I thought was gorgeous. It's got such a nice finish. If you look at the finish, it's called Pearl White. So it's white, but it's got sparkle finish too. Really good looking guitar. So the Epiphone Custom Shop kind of does limited runs of these special edition guitars, and the Epiphone Custom Shop guitars typically have upgraded components, special finishes, upgraded parts, things like that. So they're just kind of a step ahead the regular production Epiphones. And this dot was part of their Royale series, where they put special finishes out for this series and with some upgraded components and parts and stuff like that. So let's go through the upgrades and parts on this guitar. So the layout's very similar to the standard dot. It's got two volumes, two tones, no special electronics or anything, no coil taps or splits, three-way pickup selector. But this one has nice gold hardware. It's got upgraded pickups on this one. These are the Alnico Classic humbuckers and a Classic Plus in the bridge. These are Alnico 5 magnet pickups. And they have the gold covers on those as well. And then, so yeah, we've got the really nice finish. We've got the golden flake pick guard with the Epiphone E on there. And this is very similar to like a Gibson ES335. It's the laminated maple top and back with a center block. And then we've got some really nice gold flake binding on this. It looks really cool. It's on the back and the front. It looks a lot like Gretsch binding. Then we've got a rosewood fingerboard, and it looks like white dot inlays. This guitar is in like mint shape. It looks like it's barely been touched. There's no scratch or dings. The frets are in perfect shape. Graphtec nut. And then we've got our Epiphone inlay on the headstock with this little design here. And then we've also got, so yeah, the finish goes throughout, and it's bound top and back with the gold. We've also got the Grover machine heads. So these are upgraded machine heads for this model, the golden Grovers. And you can see here it says limited edition Epiphone Custom Shop. And that pearl white is just fantastic looking. And it's also got a D neck profile. So yeah, pretty cool guitar. I haven't tried out too many of the Epiphone Custom Shops. But this one looks really cool. So yeah, again, great shape. There is a little bit of finish yellowing on the front. See if I can capture it on camera here. So white finishes tend to age and they become more like creamy yellow kind of. So that's happening with this one just slightly. It's pretty hard to see, but if you catch it in the right light, you can see it happening a little bit. But yeah, really cool guitar. Let's get it on the bench and take a look at some of the specs. Weighing in at a pretty nice weight at 7 pounds, 11.5 ounces, or 3.502 kilograms. Bridge pickup is reading an 8.61, and the neck an 8.48, and the middle a 4.27. Again, these are the Alnico Classic pickups and the Classic Plus in the bridge, which have the Alnico 5 magnets. Here's a look at our bridge. So it's branded Epiphone, and it's kind of like an ABR1 style. It's got the wire, retaining wire, keeping the saddles in place, and it's gold. And then there's a look at our bridge mount system, basically receivers put into the body, and then you've got a little slot in the top of the bridge adjustment to use a screwdriver. And the tailpiece is branded Epiphone. This is the lock tone tailpiece, so it's got these two little tabs here that hold it in place on the bridge posts, or sorry, the stop bar posts. That keeps it in place when you're like changing strings or something like that. So it's a nice little upgrade. Alright, so this is the bridge pickup, and it's supposed to be the Alnico Classic Bridge Plus. So yeah, it says dot neck. Oh, interesting. So it looks like Epiphone puts these in the bridge position on a dot, but they put them in a neck position on the Les Paul. So there's 57 CH, 57 Classic Plus. So interesting. So I think these are supposed to sound a lot like the 57 Classics from Gibson. That would make sense with that branding. And then here's a look at the neck pickup. So neck pickup, it's the 57 CHG, and it says dot neck or Les Paul neck. So interesting how they use the pickups in different models and stuff like that. But yeah, everything looks original here. There's doesn't appear to be anything swapped out. And here's a look at our bridge cavity. So it's got shielding paint, and it's finished over, so you can't really see the layers too well. You can kind of see if you look right there, the poplar maple sandwich layer. And then here's a look at our neck pickup cavity. So it's a long neck tenon. You can see where it connects right there, and it is shielded as well. The routs look pretty good. It's a little bit of fluff over here, but overall not bad. Here's a look at the pick guard. So yeah, it's that golden flake material, and then it's got like a kind of a thicker layer of clear, so that really shines through. And we've got the really classy raised Epiphone E on there. Yeah, it looks like a high quality pick guard. And you can see on the guitar where the finish has aged a little bit where the pick guard was, so that means that the UV kind of has reacted with this finish from like the sun or something like that, and you can see kind of a ghost outline of where the pickup or the pick guard was. So this is kind of what the finish would probably have looked like originally from factory, and it's just darkened a little bit over the years. I always like looking on inside of hollow bodies, or semi-hollows, and so we're going to use an endoscope to have a look at the inside. Alright, just going into the F-hole, we can see the model and the serial number there. And then we can see this is the horn I'm looking at over here. You can see the center block, just turning around a bit. And sorry, this is the horn. There was a lower bout before. And yeah, everything looks nice and clean on the inside, not a lot of glue squeeze out. Looks relatively clean. Moving over to the other F-hole for the electronics. There's our other horn. And turning around towards the electronics here, we can see full-size pots. It's a standard Epiphone output jack. There, it looks like the red box capacitor when I saw it there for a second. Let's see if I can get a better picture. Yeah, there it is. I'm trying to get a look at the switch here. It's kind of an awkward angle. It's the standard Epiphone switch. So yeah, everything looks good inside. All right, I'm going to restring it and set it up, and then we can check the condition and the setup. All right, let's quickly go over condition. There's not going to be much to talk about because this guitar is in phenomenal shape. It's pretty much mint. Yeah, there's no scratches, dings, scrapes, dents, impressions, scuffs, anything really. It's just really great shape. The only thing I can see on the top is there is some discoloration from UV, so if you get it in the right light, you can see it's starting to yellow a little bit in a few slight places. There might be a little bit of a rub mark right there, although I think that just might be part of the finish, and maybe the metallic flake didn't spray in that spot, because you can't feel anything there. It's under the finish, so there might be just a slight finish flaw. But yeah, the rosewood neck or fingerboard looks great. The frets are super smooth, nothing sticking out. The frets are in really nice shape too. Appear to hardly have been worn. There's no pitting or wear marks. And the truss rod functions as it should. I tried it out, it works good. And the headstock is super clean. No scratches or dings. And then just a quick look at the back. More of the same. No buckle worming, no scratching, no dents, nothing. All original. Neck feels good. It's a D profile. And the headstock, again, no marks or dings anywhere. Alright, let's check the setup. This guitar came set up really nicely. I didn't have to do much. So yeah, the scale length on this is the same as a Gibson. 24.75 scale with a 12-inch radius. I'm using my notch straight edge. You can see that there's very little space between the straight edge and the fingerboard. That tells me that the truss rod is set nice and tight. Very little relief in the neck. And then here in the 3rd fret area, if you use the 3rd fret, you can see that the string is resting gently on that 1st fret. So that tells me we've got nice low action here. Neck is straight. And then at the 12th fret, using my depth gauge, you can see that at the low E, it's sitting between a 0.75 and a 1 millimeter. And at the high E, it's just below a 1 millimeter. So very nice low action. Let's get some neck specs. So width of the nut is a 1.67 or a 42.34 millimeters. At the 12th fret, that's a 2.13 inches or a 54.29 millimeters. Neck depth at the 1st fret is a 0.848 or a 21.56 millimeters. And at the 12th fret, that is a 0.99 inches or a 25.18 millimeters. Here's a look at the neck profile. So yeah, it's definitely a D, very flat. So it's kind of a chunky, flat D kind of a neck. Although it feels pretty good. I've got larger hands and this feels quite comfortable to play. Let's check for neck dive on a strap here. So yeah, no neck dive. Stays where it should. And let's quickly go through the fingerboard, make sure there's no buzzing or fretting out anywhere. I like to speed up this part, but if you want to hear it in real time, just slow down your player to 25%. So yeah, nice low action and no buzzing or fretting out anywhere. The neck feels great. Feels just kind of like a chunky D neck, and there's no sharp ends. The fretwork seems to be really well done. Let's hear how it sounds acoustically a little bit. Yeah, it sounds very nice acoustically, rings out for a nice long time. Yeah, sounds good. Alright, now let's plug it in and see how it sounds. Alright, I'm plugged into my 1965 Fender Bassman here in my settings. I'm also using a Barefoot Effects Honeybee Overdrive and a Flint Strymon for a little bit of reverb. I'm miking up a 212 cab with an SM57, and I'm using an Audio-Technica Condenser AT2020 for the room. We're just going to go through each position clean and then with a little bit of dirt. Yeah, sounds really nice, clean. Let's try it with a little bit of dirt. Final thoughts on the 2011 Epiphone Custom Shop Limited Edition Dot PW in pearl white, part of the Royale series. Well, there's not a lot of bad things to say about this guitar. I mean, it looks gorgeous. That pearl finish is amazing. It's got that nice white with the flake underneath. The above and beyond appointments of like the super nice, shiny, sparkly gold pickguard. And the binding, you know, the gold flake binding throughout top and bottom. The really nice upgrade of the Grover golden machine heads. The gold hardware throughout. We've got those Lock Pro tailpiece with the golden reflector knobs and the gold pickups, which are the very nice Alnico 5 classic pickups. They're very similar to like a Gibson 57 Classic. They sounded great too in their own right. There's nothing to sneeze at. They sound very nice. They were clear and articulate. They weren't muddy at all and not too harsh. You could hear them, everything clean really well, and they took dirt pretty nicely as well. It's got a really nice weight. It's close to 7.5 pounds. There's no neck dive. The fretwork was really nice. There's no sharp edges at all. Got the action nice and low with no fretting out anywhere. It stayed in tune really well. The neck profile, you're either going to love it or you hate it. It's a D profile. It's kind of a chunky D. Personally, I thought it felt very comfortable to play. I've got a little bit larger hands, so your results may vary, but I really like the neck on this. And yeah, QC issues, nothing. This guitar is in really, really nice shape as well for being, you know, 14 years old. There's not a mark on it, scratch or ding. I think the only thing I saw was a little bit of discoloration just from the finish over time. That's due to like UV discoloring it a little bit. And it came in a fitted case that's also in really great condition. I've played a lot of good Epiphones, I've played a lot of bad Epiphones, and this one's like definitely on the top tiers of what I've played. It's really nice. So if you can find one of the Royale series, I definitely suggest checking it out, or any Epiphone custom shop or limited edition. They're kind of, they seem to be a little bit of a cut above the rest, if this one's any indication. But I am going to be selling this one. I've just got way too many hollow bodies. I got no more room for another one, but this is a great guitar. If you're interested in it, I'm going to have it up for sale on the Reverb page. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you for tuning in to Beckler Guitars and Repair, and I'll have more for you really soon. Thanks a lot.